Hello everyone and welcome back to Assetto Corsa. Today I decided to just check out Assetto Corsa on the Xbox One, see if anything's still good with the game on console, since most things we see with it on YouTube are on PC. So if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Now let's hop into it. Now we qualified P5. I don't fully know how this game regulates cars though, since we're in a 2017 Porsche, but we're racing GT3 cars. And you'll see why that's a problem later on, but as coming into turn 1, we get on the inside of the other Porsche here, and nearly sent out the inside of the Lamborghini. Just didn't want to lose the car here too early. And he actually covers off the inside into the next corner going on to the front stretch. I decided to get into the slipstream and relax for the first lap. Let everything warm up first. Or maybe I should send one around the outside now. Get the move done early while they're also on cold tires so they can't really fight back. And that is what I've decided to do here. Sending it down to second gear, just hug the inside of the corner. Trying to give a little bit of room on the inside of the next chicane here, just so we don't get another penalty. As you may or may not know, the penalties on this game are very strict if you keep breaking them. Now here, going into the second chicane here, turn in, just get on the gas as early as you can. We're running traction control 3 with this car, and it's a little 5-lap race. I just wanted to see if this game was still good for average players that use controllers and stuff, which is what I'm using. And the leaders in front of us decided to almost go too wide into Parabolica, which is not a very good idea, especially since we're on cold tires and nothing in the cars has set in yet. And I do believe the GT3 cars are slightly faster than us on a straight line, but we are lower to the ground and it's easier to handle corners for us. As they go too wide into the final corner, go side by side, the Lamborghini lets off a little bit. I guess he had an awkward line here, but they still managed to keep it up side by side here, as the GTR just can't keep up with the Lamborghini on the straight line speed, it seems. And even I can pass him almost. Well, never mind, he seems to be able to hold the same momentum as I am, or even a little tiny bit less here. Now we brake at about the 175 here. Just don't want to send it up into the inside of the Lamborghini since the GTR is there. Leave some room on the inside, just turn, get the wheel as much as we can. We get a little tap from the rear from the GTR here. And that is now P2 from P5 on lap 1, which is a good improvement, but it's not the best since P1 is kind of just pulling away from us like we don't exist. And we don't really have the top end they do, so our best bet is going to be into the first half of the track where there's less straights like here. We can't take this horrible line like this. We need to tighten it up a bit, get on the gas a tiny bit earlier, do the best we can here. Now as you head into Lesmo 1, we just kind of turn in, get on the power as early as we can, go up into 4th gear. You can really brake late with this car and it just sticks kind of. Now here into Parabolica 2, we managed to keep it into 3rd gear, going as fast as we can. And I do believe we actually made up some time on the Lamborghini in front of us, as we're heading into the big one, as I like to sometimes call it. Now the leader takes Parabolica pretty good, but not that much momentum as I have, as I'm nearly sliding the car around, jumping the curve a tiny bit. And we did not get a warning for that, which is very good. But again, the GT3 cars just have so much speed on this Porsche, it's not even funny sometimes. Now if we can get into the slipstream on the first half of the track, it should definitely help us carry our momentum around the second half here. Since the goal isn't really to win the race, but just give examples of what you can do in this game in 2021. Just have some fun here. Now as the leaders are just slightly pulling away here, we are only 7/10 behind the leader, but I don't think that is enough for a very good slipstream. As what I noticed with the leader here, or the Lamborghini specifically, is they brake early, let the car roll forward, get on the gas, then brake again for that first chicane, which is kind of weird here. But I decided to just roll with it since they're the one towing me around this track, well, on the high-end sections. And we are in lap 3 out of 5, and we have actually pulled away from the group behind us. And now coming into this corner here, we are right on the back of the Lamborghini here. Just taking these corners as perfect as we can, getting into the first corners as fast as we can here. Light on the brakes here, turn in, just use as much gas as we can here on the Lesmos. They're not that hard to take, only the second one is the hardest I say out of the bunch, just because it feels kind of awkward with most cars here. But even then, we're still very close to this Lamborghini. That just shows you how good we are at cornering speeds and how we can keep our momentum up through these corners. Now heading into Parabolica, we can brake a lot later than the GT3 in front of us. We just turn in full gas and give a little bit of beans here and there, then turn in up into fourth gear, and we haven't even lost any time here. In fact, we've probably gained some time here going on to the stretch. And again, that Lamborghini just kind of pulls away from us somehow with all that power. I do believe it's about 500 or 580, around that area. And I do believe we have like 400 or so, maybe just the low end. I'm not fully sure how much, I didn't check on the cars. Now if we come to check our lap times and stuff, our best was a 154, and we're running the soft compounded tires going into the first chicane here. And you can see the Lamborghini just kind of slams on the brakes, does the little gas thing, then decides to go forward again. And our tires are fully warm now, so I'm comfortable with trying to send one around the outside or even the inside here at Monza. Just kind of park it behind the Lamborghini, and he still manages to pull away somehow. And for some reason our left, well not the left, the right front tire has decided to not cool up that much, as we nearly give one tap to the back of the Lamborghini here. Just turn in, we get a late turn in there. Lamborghini gains a little bit of time on us through here. Going into the Lesmos, he does have to brake a little bit of a weird spot here. I run a little bit wide. I guess I was checking too much of the tire pressures right now. Into Lesmo 2, we turn in, just go full gas as hard as we can. And we've lost a little bit of time here and there just because of how we took that little sector right there. But as we go into Parabolica, we may be able to make up the time needed to win this race from this Lamborghini. As we gain so much time going into Parabolica, we ride the curves as much as we can, use the gas perfectly, get back on the curbs into fourth gear, and we've gained all our time back slowly. But still, this Lamborghini, we are not getting any slipstream from it, it seems. And the slowest car behind us is 5 seconds off. Actually, they're coming in quite fast. I don't know how that's possible, but we're trying our best here, getting right behind the car in front of us, trying to see if there is any slipstream here. And apparently there isn't, because they just kind of pull away from us. Now this is lap 5 out of 5. I think I'm going to have to make my move now or never. So I decided to go as far back as I can. Remind this Lamborghini, yes, I am still here, and yes, I am still racing with you. And get as close up to it as we can here going into this corner. In fact, we have to let off a little bit just so we don't hit the back of the Lamborghini. And somehow there's a car that has appeared behind us. I'm not fully sure how that has happened. He wasn't there 20 seconds ago. But we shouldn't have to worry too much about him. He will probably be too late to do anything. Now as we head into this corner, hard onto the brakes, just almost sent one up the inside here, putting my car in an awkward spot for the Lamborghini to slow down even more. And I don't believe this car behind us is actually caught up and is keeping up with us through these corners as we come out of the Lesmo 1 here, using as much gas as we can, braking again down to third gear, just using as much gas as we can, and we're right behind the Lamborghini, and so is the car behind us. I don't know where exactly he came from, but apparently he's right there and he wants a piece. Now I was thinking about sending one up the inside of Parabolica, since the Lamborghini can't handle it. We brake too late, turn up the inside, too much momentum, we get a tap from the Lamborghini from behind, and we are into the barrier. Race completely ruined because I decided to do a stupid move instead of holding second place and being happy with that. Now at the start of this video I did say I wanted to figure out if how Assetto Corsa was during this time, and I'd say it's a pretty good game. I would recommend you going out and getting it even if you don't have the PC version. It's still pretty fun to play around with. And it is 60 FPS on console too. Now as we come back to this replay, I decide to look at the crash here again. We're behind the Lamborghini, we decide to brake, send one up the inside, we lose grip, we get a tap from the Lamborghini into the barrier and onto the wall. Horrible. But thank you for watching and subscribing, and goodbye.
Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change and I feel that you mean it. You mean